They kept bottling and bottling and bottling, so you know what, let's find them.
Glasses. Yeah, just let you know. Do you know that I wear glasses too? Okay. But when I'm at home, I wear glasses, and there's times when I go shopping with glasses. Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so let her know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I even told her.
Check, check. Check 1, 2. No feedback? Check 1, 2.
Feedback.
Thank you. And I.
1, 2. Check 1, 2. Is broadcast open or closed? Check 1, 2. Everything's open? Are we getting feedback? Check 1, 2. Test, test. Are speakers muted or unmuted? Check, check. Test 1, 2. Check, check. Turn down your monitor. Check, check. Test 1, 2. Turn up the speakers in here. What's our value on the speakers? The number. Check, check. What's the meter at? Is it like a 6, a 5? It should be around 6. Check 1, 2. Check, check. Test, test. Check, check. Check mic 1. Check mic 1. Check 1, 2. Check 1, 2. Check mic 4. Check mic 4. Check mic 5. Check mic 5. Check mic 6. Why no feedback?
Just a few extra minutes. Wow.
That'd be rad, yeah.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah.
I think I know.
Oh, yeah. You guys want the table to have that idea? I just saw that a lot of them the other days will come in here with their own speakers. I think you guys can get the same courtesy. Let's do it. And then see if actually. Got, speakers are unmuted, take over.
Okay, check 1, 2. Mic 14, check, check. Check mic 12. Check mic 11. Check mic 10. Check mic 9. Wyatt, balance out the mics maybe around -6. This is mic 9.
It's already at 6. Okay, just across the board for all of us.
Check mic 8. Mic 6. Mic 5. Check mic 4. Check mic 3. Check mic 3. Check, check. Check mic 2. Mic 1.
Is she gonna be back?
Class, have all of those in class. 2 months ago, or 3 months ago, it's not for next year. They wanted to make about that.
If that data is in the
Talk back and forth. It's bucking up a while. Wait, what do you mean? What are they?
it's different than the state.
They're not talking about site. It's just that you guys are coming during, because the public comment is about non-agenda items. So if it's on the agenda and you want to talk about it, you can't talk about it during. That's only for non-agenda items. So what are you talking about? What am I talking about? Or what's going on is that there's going to be.
Good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to our board meeting this evening. We've got, Jeremy, is there anything we need to report out of closed session?
No, nothing to report.
All right, nothing to report. Thank you. Let's see, roll call, Jen? Oh, here, before we get started, on the way up, trustee Malinelli, she had a personal thing that came up out of the blue, and she might be not here, but she might try to make it as if she could take care of the issue. So anyhow, just want to let everybody know that sorry can't make it, but she might be here a little bit late. So anyhow, that was it. Roll call.
Rich Carnation,
Here.
Paul Gagorno,
Here.
Stephanie Ahmad. Here. Bill Adams.
Here.
Rebecca Herman.
Here.
Natalie Valdez.
Here.
And as Rich said, Trustee Lopez is absent.
Thank you. And I guess I skipped ahead, Jeremy. Yeah, there's nothing to report out of the closed session. We're going to have the flag salute by Paul. All right, thank you. 3.4, adjustments to the agenda. Jen, are we going to add those?
Yes, we have 2 MOUs. You've got them in front of you. The first, let me see, where is it? The first one is consideration of approval of an addendum to a memorandum of understanding between WUSD and Read-On Sonoma. And the second one is consideration of approval of memorandum of understanding between WUSD and Windsor High School and Northern California Center for Wellbeing. And unfortunately, the reason we're asking for these to be added tonight is because they had been added to the agenda before it was published. And then, as you know, we're having issues with the platform. They just disappeared and it didn't get caught. So I'm going to ask you if you can vote to add it.
Okay, so do these need to be separate
Yes.
item numbers?
Yes.
Okay.
And they'll go to the bottom of discussion action.
So it's just
Actually,
512.
Yeah, so I will like to make a motion that we include the memorandum of understanding for Read-On Sonoma and make that 5.12. And then make the memorandum of understanding with the Northern California Center of Wellbeing 5.13. And then take 5.12, the update on Windsor Creek, and move that to 5.14.
Okay, I'll second that motion.
All right. Any discussion? All righty. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, those are all added. Thank you, Jen. Okay, any other adjustments? Anybody?
No, sir.
All righty. Celebrating Success 3.5, Principal Shannon Viermeyer. Introducing this item, it's a spelling bee board presentation.
Good evening. I would like to introduce you to our 25-26 spelling bee winner, Dallas. And Dallas is going to talk you through the process of the spelling bee at Brooks.
The rules of the spelling bee are: the announcer will say the word, then use that word in a sentence. Spellers can use the provided scratch paper to write down the word before spelling the word out loud. The speller can ask for the word to be repeated one time and one time only. Once a speller begins spelling a word, they can't go back and change the spelling of a word. Example, bell, B-E. However, the speller can repeat the same letters, like B-A-B-A-B-A-L-L. If a word starts with a capital letter, then the speller has to say capital. For example, Viemeyer, capital V-E-H-M-E-Y-E-R.
Correct.
If the judges deem the speller's answer to be incorrect, you are disqualified and may join the audience.
The biggest rule of the spelling bee.
Please have fun. The rules continue until we are down to 2 spellers, and then the rules change. To be champion, spellers must spell 2 consecutive words correctly. For example, let's say Mrs. V misspells khaki, like C-A-C-K-Y. Then it would be my turn. If I say K-H-A-K-I, then I have to spell another word. Can you spell my winning word, equestrian?
I'll spell his winning word, equestrian.
EQ something.
He said H-O-R-C.
Go ahead.
All disqualified. Spell it.
E-Q-U-E-S-T-R-I-A-N. Here are the judges. The bottom one is Mr. K's mom, the middle one is Mrs. V's mom, and the top one is Miss Browning's mom.
It's always like that the judges are parents of teachers at the school.
Our spelling bee lasted 5 rounds, and here is a student writing down his word on a piece of paper before he says it out loud. So each of these students were in the spelling bee, and they're each representing their own class. And the runners-up.
Wait, go back to that picture. All those kids were in the spelling bee?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Or, well, half of them weren't. They were, like, if the main person had to go also.
There was a winner from each class and a runner-up.
Close enough.
Yeah.
We had our regional competition on February 17th. It was online on the school computers.
We don't know the results of that yet.
Yeah. Here are some more examples of students writing down their word before they say it out loud. In the second one, that's our runner-up, Caden, and I am like, please do not spell the word correctly.
There you can see his face. Please don't spell it right.
After the final round, here is me, the runner-up, Caden, and Mrs. Hale, the pronouncer of the word. Here is each of our parents in the audience. And here's the plaque inside of the office, which with each of the winners and the runner-ups and the year that it was in. Also, I know that the word plaque is French because it ends in Q-U-E.
Very cool.
Do you guys have any questions?
Okay, go ahead, Bill.
What was the best part about it, Dallas?
Probably when I was about to say the last letter.
Touche. Well done.
A relief? So I got a question, but go ahead. So Dallas, besides being known as the spelling bee champion, what else do you get? What do you get? You ever heard the old Whiffam principle? What's in it for me? So what's in it for you to work hard, study hard, take the guts to actually go out there and be in front of everybody to spell? Because I wouldn't do it, right? Not now or not ever. So what was it that motivated you to show your excellence?
Probably to just keep progressing onto new spelling bees and also meeting with some new people in the spelling bee.
That's pretty cool. I think that there should be more. So I'm thinking that you and your family have won, being the champion, you've won dinner at one of our restaurants here in the town of Windsor. And I think our runner-up and their family also should get a nice dinner with their family at one of our restaurants here in town. I think this is cool stuff. And I've always thought that students who take the STAR test, take all the different tests that there are, when they kick it out of the ballpark, there should be something in them. Now, me being a little old guy, I always like food rewards. But if there's other rewards out there that you guys would like, I like to start this off with a dinner for you and your family and a dinner for the runner-up and their family. You guys pick the restaurant, and I think the board, we're going to make that happen. So you go talk to your family and say, hey, where do we want to eat here in Windsor? The school board's going to take care of us. And I think, Chan, if you can let the runner-up know, that he can let their family know as well, that we need to do this. I think this would be a great thing to do annually. So that way we get everybody,
Bridge since 1995, the spelling bee at Brooks, just so you know.
has been since 1995.
1995.
We should have been,
That's one of 2 plaques. The other one's already filled.
we should be starting a tradition of eats. It stimulates the economy downtown, and you and your family get to go out, and you get to take your family out to dinner. I think that's pretty cool. What do you think?
I think that that's really cool, and I like eating.
You do? Then we're going to get along great. So anyhow, we'll figure that out later. I'll talk to Miss V, and we'll get that all squared away later. And so anyhow, I think that there needs to be some more reward, because I know you do it just for the sheer, just because you can, and I'm in awe of people that can spell fantastic. So anyhow, congratulations. I think this is just awesome. So anyhow.
Thank you.
I want to also offer my congratulations. And it brought to mind, my wife and I went to see Mary Poppins. And in Mary Poppins, the play, they have to spell supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. I can't even hardly say it. And they have to spell it. So it just brought to mind. Luckily, you didn't get that word. I don't think it's a real word, but anyway, congratulations. And that's a really good play, by the way, to see Mary Poppins. It's the 6th Street Playhouse is doing it right now. It's a good play to see. Congratulations again.
Congratulations from me too.
Thank you.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious is 34 letters, by the way.
Wait, do you know how to spell it?
Okay, how do you know this?
I just learned it in my free time.
You're amazing. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Shannon. That was a good one. All righty, moving on to 3.6, public comment for non-agenda items. If there's anybody who would like to get up and speak about a non-agendized item, this is your time. Oh, look at Dallas. Your parents were here. They saw, they're already picking out the restaurant.
Fun fact, I was actually in that show, and I do know how to spell that word, but I'm not going to overshadow him. Anyway, so I'm Malachi Johnson, and
Okay.
This is Brianna House, and we are here from Nueva, and we are doing William Shakespeare's The Tempest. And there's a little bit of taboo when it comes to high school theater and Shakespeare, but we have an amazing director who has really put a lot of time and effort into the show. I know Rebecca is in it, and she's playing one of the best characters in the whole show. And it's not a comedy. It's not like something fun that we do. Like it wasn't like The Princess Bride or The Phantom Tollbooth. But it's going to be a great show. We've all worked really, really hard, and we would love if all of you would come see it. Bree has some posters for you if you would like one. One of our fellow Nueva students, Abigail Stevens, she designed the poster, and Richards did the typography, I think, and it's just an amazing poster. I'm really proud of what we have to put on. I'm also up here because of the Psychology 2 class not being offered next year. I sent an email to Jeremy Decker and Jenny Cox, and also the principal, Danielle Buckman. I am in that class currently, and I know that it's not always as accessible of a class as other classes, but I really think that this Psychology 2 is a class where you learn a lot about yourself. And I think that's one of the most important things that's not always in the curriculum at school. You don't always learn a lot about who you are as a person. You learn about the world, you learn math, you learn English, you learn all of those things. And I think that, it's a little too, Psychology 2, having that class as an option for students is a really great way to open their minds to different things. Whether it be the state of the mental institutions and those and mental health awareness. especially in schools, is really important. And we talk a lot about that and how important it is to understand that what happened to you is more important than what's wrong with you. So thank you. That's all I have.
Okay. Oh, here we go.
Hey guys, it's nice to see all the familiar faces here tonight. I'm also here to talk about Psych 2, and I have a little bit something written up.
But you can't.
Oh, I can't?
No, so the way it works, just so that way there's a good time to review. So it's public comment for non-agendized items. So since that is a
It's not on the agenda. It's not on the agenda.
5.1?
No, different class.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's a class, not a book.
I misunderstand. No. I just was, my ears deceived me. Anyhow,
Well,
But if you-
Psych, go ahead.
go ahead. Psych. Yeah, you got me. Very good. But can you tell everybody else? We know who you are, but can you tell everybody who you are?
My name is Kylie Hernandez.
There you
so
go.
I took Psychology 2 my junior year, and it's one of my favorite classes still to this day. And I'm a senior now, so I'm leaving Windsor High. But it's really unfortunate that this class is not going to be offered next year just because I think it's amazing. So I'll just read the little thing that I have written up. So throughout my academic career, I have taken many AP classes ranging from science, math, language, history, and even art. All of these classes have taught me something cardinal, inspiring me to become the student, worker, and person I am today. Among these classes, I took AP Psychology, where I was not only introduced to one of the most interesting subjects an advanced placement class offered, but also presented me with a profound, engaging, and dedicated teacher, Mrs. Kenzie Holcomb Sherman. Her commitment to her curriculum and zeal to both the content and students inspired me to take Psychology too. I'm currently a senior at Windsor High, going into political science to pursue a career as a lawyer. Psychology isn't a necessary tool in my field of study, but it's not a prerequisite, meaning that my interest in this class wasn't a demonstration of academic curiosity, but commentary on Mrs. Sherman's impact as a teacher. Psychology 2 isn't just an opportunity to pursue a more in-depth course of study concerning psychology, but contains a community of close-knit individuals that encourages diversity, inspires identity, and allows students a safe place to discuss the difficult and arduous topics other classes may discourage, fail to welcome, or simply don't incorporate. During my time working on the school board, we utilized a tool known as the Youth Truth Survey, and I take that as a student. And one of these questions entreated the student to reveal if there is an adult that supports you on campus, if you can truly confide in the authority figures at our school. Mrs. Sherman is that adult for hundreds of students on campus, speaking volumes of her impact on Windsor High's campus. I have utilized the content from Mrs. Sherman's classes in essays and debates. I have weaponized the information in so many different areas of my life. This class isn't just something you take out of mere obligation. It teaches you about the individual. There's currently an educational crisis where students are at an all-time low, feeling discouraged and disconnected from their schoolwork. Do you want student engagement? Then don't remove a class that so many students enthusiastically pursue. To remove this class would be a devastating disservice to the community Mrs. Sherman has dedicated her career to build, alongside a significant harm from many students that could benefit from this class. To remove this class is displacing a community that so many students have viewed as a safe haven. I beg you to consider this decision, as it not only harms the academic engagement of so many, but perpetuates this idea that psychology is something that can be dismissed, deemed as unimportant. For years, it was not credited for being the revered area of study that it is today. And to that, I ask our board, superintendent, and everyone here to progress with the ideology that psychology is a necessity, or at the very least, be an option where future students pick their classes. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Is there anybody else? All righty, we're gonna, go ahead.
Hello, board. I'm Jefferson Nix, a sophomore at Windsor High School. I am here to talk about Psychology 2 as well. I have not taken the course Psychology 2, but right now I am in AP Psychology with Miss Sherman. And I joined AP Psychology just because it was a health credit and it gave me a GPA boost. I had no interest in learning psychology at all. But as the units progressed and as I learned more and more of psychology, I realized how important it is. It's one of the classes that I can apply to every single aspect of my life. And I was devastated to look at the course selection sheet and see that Psychology 2 was not on it, because I'm using what I learn in AP Psych so much that I will use what I learn in Psych 2 so much. And it was just very heartbreaking for me as a student to not be able to take this class. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Scheiden Whiting. I'm a senior at Windsor High School as well. And I was also very upset to hear the news that Psychology 2 isn't going to be offered as a class next year. Last year, as a junior, I took AP Psych, and it was very interesting. I got to learn about all the vocab and the interesting parts of the brain from psychology. And so this year I thought, let me take Psych 2. I wasn't really sure what I was getting into when I took it, but once I did, I am so grateful that I did, because it showed me so much than I ever thought I could learn about. I genuinely believe that Psych 2 is the most educating class that I've ever been in. I've learned normal subjects like math and history, but in Psych 2, I learned about myself, and I've never thought about it in this way before, but psychology is such an important subject, and it's what I personally want to go into in my future, because it's just life. You learn about life and how to treat people and why people do the things they do. And I just think it's so important. It would be really upsetting to a lot of students if this class wasn't offered in the future.
Good evening. My name is Lisa Ward. I am the parent of a junior at Windsor High School, and I want to add on to the theme coming up about the Psych 2 class, which is that my daughter changed her dreams about what she wants to do when she grows up, and she now wants to be a pediatric psychiatrist, and it's because of what she learned in the class and how inspired she was by the information. So I think it's an example of how classes like this really help us create the community and how our children learn about what they can do when they grow up. And so I think she's going to be a great pediatric psychiatrist, and it was this class that helped her decide that.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to talk? Thank you all very much. Yeah, so thanks. Just so you know, when it's a non-agendized item that you bring up, that we can't address that topic directly. And so those are just the rules that somebody else wrote a long time ago before we ever got on the board. Anyhow, that's just the way it is. But we heard you, and we're going to take into consideration what you've offered, and we'll see where that goes. All right? But thank you for coming. Honestly, it's great to have you guys talk. It just, no filters. I love people with no filters, and it's just refreshing. So anyhow, but thank you all. All righty. Moving on to superintendent's report, Moving on to superintendent's report, site scorecard presentation. What did I say?
Student board members first.
Wow. I was so mesmerized, I skipped it. 3.7. Well, Natalie, see, that's what happens when you don't give me that cookie. She had a big old thing of cookies up here and she didn't share.
Hey,
anyhow.
You never know. I still have it, so.
Okay, well then 3.7 then. So report from student board members Rebecca and Natalie.
Okay, hello you guys. Happy February. Okay, we can move on. First is Brooks Elementary. You can see right there their Spirit Week flyer. They just had a little Valentine's Spirit Week. I'll read off the days too, because I know it's a little tiny. On Tuesday was Crazy Hair Day. Wednesday was Colors of Love Day. Thursday was Stuffy Snuggle Day. Oh, that sounds fun. And Friday was Pajama Day. And currently, their fifth graders are at science camp until the 20th. March 2nd through the 6th will be Read Across America Week. And then March 11th through the 13th will be parent-teacher conferences.
Next up, we have Maddie Washburn. They had the first day of the Margie Mejia preschool on January 12th. There's a few photos from that. And also the TK class visited Fire Station 1, and that's the lower left photo. Upcoming, they have the preschool opening event, which is on March 9th at 4 p.m. And yeah. Also, the entire preschool classroom, I think almost every classroom at Maddie, it has a different animal theme. And so the preschool classroom is fox themed. And they're really well set up. I took child development. And so we learned about like how to set up a preschool. And so I'm seeing that here, like the different learning centers. And it just seems like a really great place. So we're excited to have that.
Yeah, I know. Furniture's, my sister is one of the teacher's assistants at the Maddie preschool. And so our house is accumulating furniture every day as she finds things on Facebook Marketplace for her classroom. So it's exciting though. Okay. So these photos up on the right are from the Pozolada night at Cali. And then moving forward, they'll have coffee with the admin and the NPR on the 20th from 8:45 to 9:45 a.m. Their middle school dance will take place also on February 20th from 6 to 8 p.m. Read on Sonoma assemblies will take place on March 1st, and they will have a bingo night on March 5th from 5 to 9 p.m.
Next up, we have Windsor Middle School. They've had their open house showcase, and Miss Katie Corsi was awarded the Sonoma County Teacher of the Month, which came with a $500 classroom gift card and a 6-month YMCA membership. And she's also going to be featured in radio advertisements. I wanted to mention that when we visited the middle school for back to school night, we asked the students who were there, like, which teachers' classrooms and like which teachers should we see? Like, which are your favorite teachers? And the first classroom we were directed to was her classroom. So even as someone who has visited Windsor Middle School less than the students definitely have, like, I have come into contact with her and she seems just amazing. They had their band performance on January 28th, and they also had Valentine's Day flowergrams in that week of February.
Okay. Moving on, Windsor High School. February is always like such a crazy month, so much going on. So I'll briefly recap some of the awesome things we've been able to put on this past month. First, starting off, that top left photo in the corner, we just had 8th grade orientation. So our first day was with Windsor Middle School. Hundreds of students and middle schoolers and a handful of high schoolers leading them, which is pretty fantastic. And then on the second day, we hosted Cali as well as inter-district transfer students who are curious about Windsor High School. So that was really awesome. They got to get an awesome little presentation and go into some of the classes. Really unique thing that we put on. We also had our some of our leadership elections. So we have a new ASB president and vice president, as well as Jaggy Spirit Advisor for the following year. The People versus Mother Goose. Do you want to?
There's photos on the next slide. I'll talk about it.
And then, coming up, the Winter Sports Rally on February 20th, which is tomorrow. And then senior activities, February 26th at lunch. So this will take place every month on the 26th until graduation. We'll do something really fun to celebrate all the seniors. Project grad tickets are officially on sale. Intramurals will continue now until March 16th. And so the next round will be basketball. So that's a really fun way for students that don't necessarily aren't necessarily able to play a school sport to be able to have some fun during lunch. And we just finished up pickleball. And obviously you guys heard the Nueva production. The Tempest will take place on March 5th, 6th, and 7th at 7 p.m. We'll have a club carnival on March 13th, and then we will have our next Senate forum on March 11th. And I also formally invite all of you guys to join us. We do these every month for the student bodies, core senators, 9th grade seminar students, representatives. We include Oaks. And this specific month, Maddie Troll, who is our ASB vice president and also one of the co-presidents of Committee for Change, has invited 2 people from the district. I'm forgetting their names, but they'll come and discuss, Chloe and Sarah, who will come and discuss recycling and the importance of teaching students about the environment. So that'll be really awesome. And then
Next slide. I wanted to mention up in the upper left-hand corner, we can see Mr. Bill Adams right there with Mrs. Scheiden Whiting, who's right there. It's like a reunion. So that was really fun and exciting. That was something that was completely student-led, and I'm really proud of that. In next to that, we have the Valentine's Day singing grams, and then we have the band show, and then we have some election photos. Starting on the bottom left, we have something from the Showcase 26, which is a teacher and a student talking about their program to parents who are interested. What's in the middle?
that is also 8th grade orientation. And then the one on the end is 8th grade orientation. And I totally forgot to shout out Showcase. Super awesome. It was so fun. I also got to speak with Maddie, and then we saw Mr. Adams there. But that was the first year of us doing it. We got inspo from Miss Whiteley, got inspo from the middle school, and there was such a big turnout. It was so awesome. And I got to stand at the leadership booth, but just seeing so many people, especially people from out of the district, learning more about the high school and seeing all of these awesome programs. I know myself, being in the Arte Media Academy, we brought out all of our big cameras too. So it was like big and flashy, and STEM had their 3D printer out. I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So yes.
So next up, Big Picture Learning. They recently went to a Cirque du Soleil show at the Oracle Park, and they have their Warm Springs hatchery project going on. So Shanna Johnson got salmon eggs for her classroom, and they're going to release the hatchlings into the Mark West Creek.
Moving on, Windsor Oaks in the bottom right corner, they just recently had their Fiesta Friday, and then also some photos from their Sonoma Clean Power field trip that took place. Upcoming, they have another bowling trip on February 24th and a health workshop on March 12th.
Finally, we have Bridges. They had a basketball Special Olympics at Santa Rosa High School. The Best Buddies Clubs has meeting every single Wednesday, and they're preparing for the track Special Olympics, which are going to be in the spring and at Windsor High School.
Mm-hmm. You know what day that is?
No, not yet. I don't think there is a date yet. Yes.
Yes. And then last but not least, our spotlight of the month, something really fun we both got to participate in yesterday was the Leadership Windsor's Youth Education Day that's hosted by the Chamber of Commerce. Leadership Director Amy Whiteley and I got to coordinate and facilitate a really awesome, diverse student panel that not only showcased leadership, the program, but also that leadership can be found in every part of our campus. So I worked really hard to try and find students from each core that represent a different club, that represent a different aspect of what Windsor has to offer. There were some awesome conversations and some awesome questions, and good networking too for the students as well, to get to meet these awesome business leaders and community members. And then on the right corner, there's all of our panelists. I could read them off, but I have not a very good Spanish accent, but we have Madeline Chol, Diego Loyola Villegas, Zitlali Lopez Velasco, Alex Sandoval, Yasmin Gutierrez Garcia, Aaron Rivera Soriano, Rebecca Herman, Raul Vigil Figueroa, and Tegan McCoy. So that was awesome and a really awesome time.
Busy month.
Yes, busy month.
You guys were doing it. All right, thank you very much. Now to our superintendent's report on the site scorecards.
Which is really not a superintendent's report so much as it's a principal report today. So Brian, take us away.
Good evening, board, and I'll take this opportunity to invite all of our principals sitting way in the back to come on up front. So I get the privilege and honor of talking about Maddie Washburn, and this is also my opportunity to kind of talk a little bit about what we're measuring from kind of a district perspective. And so what I have for you is a chart that you can see that center line where it says growth expectation. And then there's kind of a band where it says typical growth between 35 and 65. And anything kind of within that band is what we would expect to see from when they took the baseline test in the fall to the secondary test in the winter. Every single one of those bubbles represents a class at Maddie Washburn. And so what you can see is what we're monitoring is that you have a number of classes that are, showing that typical growth. There's quite a few classes that we're going to continue to work with. But what we're very excited to see this year was a number of classes that are now showing more than typical growth. The line that goes, imagine that there's a line through the middle, and that's the achievement level. And so what you would hope to see is if we were doing everything perfect and better than average, we would be going up and to the right, because that would be showing more than typical growth and having higher levels of achievement. And so what we want to start seeing is that even though as we're continuing to make that growth levels, that we're also kind of moving towards the direction of achievement. And so that's what you're seeing with your reading. Now, keep in mind that the way that we do the difference between early literacy and reading is that they have to hit a particular score before we switch them over to the STAR reading assessment. And so the students who are taking the reading assessment have already demonstrated proficiency in early literacy. And you can see that the classes that are taking the reading tests, mostly in second grade, are showing that typical growth, and we're also seeing very high levels of achievement. And so that's encouraging. It's not, this is looking quite a bit different than it looks last year. And so it shows that all the hard work that the teachers are putting in is starting to pay off. And I know we're ready for this, Rich. Math. So you'll see in the bottom left-hand corner, those are two of our special day classes. That's we would want to continue to work on improving that. We don't want to see that we're not making any growth. I would be happy to see high levels of growth in SDC, and then we can focus on improving that achievement. But we are very happy to see the large number of dots in the middle there. Kindergarten does not take the math assessment, so that's just first and second grade. So we're happy to see that not only are we showing the majority of the classes making that typical growth, we're starting to see some classes are moving into that higher level or appropriate levels of achievement. So that's kind of just the quick down and dirty explanation of how we kind of monitor growth and achievement across the classes. This is something that works in elementary, secondary, because they have so many different sections. Each one of those is considered a class. They're going to be looking at the data a bit differently. So where's she at?
Thank you.
Excuse me, Brian?
Nope.
Maybe next year when we have this, you'd mentioned it was different than how it looked last year. Maybe if we could get the years and just toggle through them real quick.
Sure.
So that it almost looks like it's animated, just to show where the bubbles are going. That kind of chart seems to be very, either overlay it or just toggle between slides and we can see where they go, because that would be very illustrative. I mean, I'm glad to hear that it's going, but I think it's also helpful for us to be able to see those trends.
All right, definitely. Thank you.
Good evening. Buenas tardes. So this time for Cali, we are going through Spanish, English, and math, and we put together the data for you by grade level as we talked during our last meeting to have ready for you. So overall, you are observing there all the data all across for Spanish. Use some symbols for you to see the growth all across. In literacy, we are observing the strength of our dual language program all across in Spanish. Huge gains in second grade, even with the change from early literacy to start reading. from a 46% to a 65%. That's a big jump from our kiddos. Looking at the latest winter data vertically, it completely mirrors the data in CASP that we dissected some weeks ago with you all. Growth over time, but with inconsistent dips in between those grades 3rd to 5th. This is ELA all across 3rd grade to 8th. 6th grade CASP show a dip in student progress, but in Renistar, fall to winter shows growth from 34 to 39. 3rd grade shift in model from 70 to 30 to 50-50 model, English and Spanish, shows positive impact on student achievement in both languages. From 40% to 48%, that's a big jump too.
Lydia, explain what that means, please. 70-30 to 50-50.
It's the model on the dual language model. As you know, it progresses. The Spanish diminishes as the English keeps growing. So up to all these past years, we had 70-30 in the 3rd grade level. This past year, because of the results and data we had, we decided to move to a 50-50 model, where both languages are being taught the same amount of minutes, and we are actually observing it shows really big impacts on our data already. Focus on SIPS training for 3rd grade teachers. The SIPS training, it's a phonological awareness, phonics, and sight words systematic instruction in the class. We started doing that at 3rd grade, and also together with the change to 50-50, and that is showing also results already, as we are seeing. And in 8th grade, the growth mirrors completely what CASP was telling us to some weeks ago, and continue the growth as we see in ELA and SLA in Renistar and CASP as well. And in math, we have some grade levels, as you see, that math is being taught in Spanish, and some others where it jumps to English. So what we do see overall, that math, as you see, the arrows is the area where we have to be focusing our efforts more. And we are already seeing, as you see in 1st grade and 2nd grade, those are the 2 grades where my leaders are part of the group of P3CC math team at the district level. And they are already bringing some of those new practices that we are seeing at the new math framework. And we are seeing that those 2 grade levels are highest in those data points as well. And 6th grade team presents the highest, I would say, if you look at the whole chart, the highest data in the math across the school. So we have to also, we are working with the teacher on different instructional practices that he is bringing into his class. 8th grade scores continue improving, mirroring CASP and preparing students for high school math as well. As you see, 46% moving up to 51%. And it is noticeable too at the middle school, the changes that we made with the intervention in the math class with Math Shadow. That's showing the growth as well as introducing the Math Integrated 1 class into the school. We are going to continue, as we talked about in our last session, the work with PLTs is the focus completely, and we are putting all our energy into that. Alignment, creation of formative assessments, and getting that data greater and greater. Thank you. sorry, Youth Truth. We don't have any data.
It just came out today. So just now.
All right. Hello again. All right. I always feel like so inadequate after all of Lydia's data because she's got all those grade spans. And then I'm like, okay, here's my little thing of data. All right. So good news
But you've got the spelling bee champ, though.
But I have the spelling bee champ. That is true. Good news is we saw both gains in both language arts and math across both grade levels, or all 3 grade levels, sorry. So you can see our ELA scores up to 42% and math up to 37%. As Lydia just said, Youth Truth just came out today, so we don't have that data. However, I did go into it really quickly today and found those 3 main questions, and all 3 of those increased as well. I can't remember the exact numbers off the top of my head. We made great growth as well with our subgroups. So our ELLs, 0% were mating, oh my gosh, what is the word I'm looking for? Benchmark accuracy, and 11% now. So really great gains there. Again, gains in our Hispanic students as well as our math ELL students all made gains. This is Brooke's version of what Brian showed you, and you can see that all of our classes are trending towards typical, if not exceeding growth expectations in language arts. And again, same thing, math, everybody within the typical growth. Like Brian pointed out, the low one down there on the left is a special education class, but still, you know, hanging right in there with the other classes. And you can see the ones cruising on over to the exceeding what we would expect range.
So just because I can't help but talk. So what I see here is if we got these students at a higher rate entering Brooks and then they made typical growth or expanded, then our data would look very good because they're moving them in both ELA and math. We're starting so low, and that's what those blue dots down towards the bottom are showing to me. So if we could get them higher earlier,
correct,
coming from Maddie, then we could really be making some good growth.
I'd like to see each grade level's bubbles, like 3rd, 4th, 5th, to see if there's some kind of trends there. And one of the things I'm very familiar with this report, if you hover your mouse over it, you can see which teachers, so which we don't want to show publicly, but you can use that to go to the teacher and say, oh, what are you doing in your class?
I did. I actually sent it out and I said, you know, check this out. This is great. Look where we are. This is awesome. Love to see it. If you want to know what bubble is yours, come see me.
Yeah.
And several did. And then also several reached out and said, I want to know who that bubble is. Can you tell me?
Yeah, there you go.
And so they let me. And so I was able to say, hey, that's your colleague down the street. And yeah, go check out what they're doing. So it did lead to some really good conversations.
I think it's a great idea.
One thing Brian just reminded me to point out too is that in the exceeded expectations is actually one of our SDC classes. She's killing it. Yeah. So kudos to her. And I won't say her name, but. Lauren Cornwell's doing amazing. Oh, I don't know who's next. Yes.
I am. Thanks. Hi, guys. It's been fun seeing you. I saw you last night at the band concert. Thank you. Rich, Stephanie, I saw you guys at coffee yesterday. It's really fun when I get to show off the middle school. I mean, how good was your food and coffee yesterday? Isn't it amazing for a middle school?
It was amazing. They have a barista training program. It's incredible.
They really, and I'm sure they had baked goods and breakfast sandwiches and everything. And then Bill, the band concert. Yes, and cookies. Back to the food. So thank you for being out and about. Appreciate it. Oh, I have the button. All right, so I don't have fancy bubbles, but I did break it down by our grades. The other cool thing about that report, Paul, that you were talking about with the bubbles, if you break that down for teachers, they can hover over the students. So you can look at, and then I never tell them who it is. Okay, guess who that is, and guess who these guys. And so that's another fun way to look at that report. You guys, super proud of the progress we're making. With ELA as site, we were up 5%. We went from 47 to 52. Breaking it down by grade, in 6th grade, they made 10% growth. Our 7th grade, 4%, and 8th grade, 4%. I think a big part of that 10% was we took program Read 180, and we implemented that in the 6th grade, where they really are working on the kids' reading, and I think that's where we saw the big growth there. In math, look at us, 7%. 6th grade jumped 6, 7th grade jumped 9th, and then our 8th grade class jumped 10%, but site-wide we were up 7%. Super excited about that. So I did look at Youth Truth. I couldn't help myself. So our kids took a baseline pulse check in their science class with 2 questions. I enjoy coming to school most of the time. And when I'm feeling upset, I have adult I can go to. And with 50 questions, that big long survey they had to take, 48%. So we improved from a 2 question to where they had to take 50 questions. 48% of the kids said that they enjoy coming to school. So super proud of that, because I looked back at the data from 2 years ago and that number was only 34%. So the culture right now is it's trending up. It feels really good. And with the adults that they have, 43% in the fall. And when when they took the Youth Truth, it was 46%. And 2 years ago, only 38% of the kids felt like they had somebody that they could go to. So, and that's just a credit to our teachers and staff on campus. They work so hard every day and to engage the kids and push them, and it's showing up there. Our parents did show up. 63% in the fall. When they took the Youth Truth survey, 80% of the parents said they'd recommend our school for somebody looking for a school. So hats off to the staff at Windsor Middle School. They're really rocking it. Question?
That's great. I look at that 80% on the green one, that I think when 4/5 of you are, that's the students, right? The student.
That's staff. So the teachers
in my school work together?
Teachers feel like they work together.
Oh, that's okay. I was going to describe that. If that was the view of the students, that may show why your RenStar scores are going up. But one point I wanted to capture, I know both Ms. Buxman at the high school, but you at the middle school have had an influx in the last year or so of folks coming in at 6th and 7th grade from down south. And I don't want to segregate or necessarily highlight, but would like to follow, if we can, how are those students who went to a different district's K-5 program compared as we can go, just because it's an interesting environmental factor. And I don't know if we know that yet.
Bill, I was like, is that influencing our scores? But what I go back to, we have a baseline score of all of the kids that came in at those grades.
Okay.
So in 6th grade, 10%, there was 10% growth. I mean, at the end of the day, our 52% is site-wide.
Right.
So they're learning, they're growing no matter where they came from. It's hard with RenStar, unless one of these guys, to pull subgroups.
Okay.
I haven't been real successful at pulling subgroups. I think it's kind of a lack in the program, because I'd like to pull like we do in CASP. But yeah, I was thinking about that.
And I don't know if it's a distinction without a difference, but your laboratory there has that interesting thing where you've had, a 10% growth in your campus by people who have come north, right? Yep. Because they needed a place to land and you were a school of choice for them. Just as a thought that we may want to look at that to see, it gives us another snapshot compared to a 5th grader from here than a 5th grader that came up from, Rankin Valley Union or somewhere. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Actually, Bill, I was looking at the same thing. All staff connected and thriving, 80%. I'm not going to go through all the numbers, but that reminds me of the story of the Clydesdales, where one Clydesdale pulls a lot. and 2 Clydesdales pull in the same direction pull more than both of them together, and 3 and 4 pull so much more. And when we've got 80% of our teachers feeling like they're working together, that is some incredible synergy. And I don't know how many more times we're going to be able to do this because everyone knows you're retiring now. I would like to thank you because I know that you are part of that group that helps get all those Clydesdales going in the same direction, pulling an incredible amount of responsibility and helping our kids. And so thank you. Having that is
It's been
pretty
my
impressive.
pleasure. Yeah, definitely. I'm just along for the ride. They're doing all the work. I just hang back and watch. And
well, thank you.
All right, thanks.
I don't know if it was said, but just oh yeah, good job, Angela. Just so we remember, if you look at what was taken in the fall, it's not the same test in the winter, right? They have to make progress to stay on track. So if you're outpacing that's significant, right? If you just stayed the same percentage, that means the same number of kids are still on track.
Hello there. So as a reminder, we look at competencies overall and that teachers are evaluating their students regularly using a framework from the Big Picture Learning International Credential. And I want to start out by saying, my teachers are doing an incredibly wonderful job considering all of the challenges that we're facing right now, considering obviously that our school is closing, but everyone at our campus continues to be so dedicated to making sure the students have experiences, have caring adults who are supporting them and making sure that they are learning through their interests. So when you look at our numbers, we have had a little bit of a drop in some areas from our baseline. That can be attributed really to the fact that we have small numbers. And when you have, we had a couple of early graduates then who were not in there, and we have a couple students who weren't doing so great. So that really does affect the numbers. But overall, we're still looking at 89% of our grade 12 at a 3 or above, which is prepared for college, and 67% of grades 12 or 3 or above for quantitative reasoning prepared for college. Under the college and career indicator, we right now have 75% of our students out on internships, working with mentors, getting real world experience. And we also have 25% of our students dual enrolled at Santa Rosa Junior College. Elliot Washer is one of the founders of Big Picture Learning Windsor, and he is retired from that role, but he is still very active in progressive education in California and across the country. And he has actually hired a lobbyist to do some work with the legislature in Sacramento. And I put forward a proposal to include internships under the college and career indicator, because right now that is not one of the college and career indicators. So not only would that be beneficial for big picture learning students across the state, but it would also benefit any other Windsor students that are participating in internships. And our obviously didn't include any of the youth truth data because that came out today, but I looked at it, and in the aggregate and overall, we did show improvement across all areas except belonging, and I think that can be attributed to 2 factors, which is the fact that the school is closing. That's hard to feel like you belong, and also just going to that 1 day a week, it makes it a little bit hard. But the kids that do come, they're definitely feeling included and have created a really great cohort.
All right, I don't have any fancy bubbles either, but let's jump in. So if we're looking at ELA and math, as a reminder, we're just looking at 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, especially because it's our 11th graders that take CASP. So we really want to focus in on monitoring those 9th and 10th graders and then seeing how they perform in 11th grade. Comparing our RenStar scores to the CASP scores that just came out, RenStar is very predictive at the high school. They were almost spot on. So I think at the secondary level for us, RenStar has been a good predictor, and we'll keep diving into that. Something that came out of the conversation that we had, I think that was 2 weeks ago, maybe, that we had that special board meeting. Paul, I wish you could have been there. It was a good convo. Was this idea of looking at growth, right, versus just looking at this percent. And so we spent some time diving into those, those growth bubbles and really looking at those. And what I found interesting was, you've got your low, your typical, and your high. When I was looking at math, for example, a lot of our kids were sitting in that typical growth area. And so if you look at where our scores are, they only went up by 1%, in both of those categories, which makes sense because our kids are sitting at typical to high growth, right? If they were all super low all of a sudden or all super high, we could see, a little bit different of a percentage up here. So I'm excited to dive into those bubble charts a little bit more. They have some interesting information. For example, we were looking at one math teacher who he teaches all of the same level, and 5 of his 6 classes were high achieving, and one of them was in the typical kind of on the lower achievement side, which I thought was really interesting because after observing him, he's a very consistent teacher. So it highlights different things that we maybe need to look at the high school, right? Like if we have all of our honors core on one day, are we tracking our students on the other day? Or is there something specific that's happening in that one class compared to the other, right? That's impacting, those scores. So I think it's an awesome way to look at it. My goal is that all of our students continue to grow every test, right? And if a student's low achieving, they're not going to go all the way to high achieving in one testing cycle. But if they can go from low achieving and progress, then we're doing something right because we're supporting them and growing in the right direction. And then jumping down, I don't have Youth Truth either. We were in interviews all day today, so I don't even have a sneak peek of that. But if we look at how our 9th graders are doing compared to earning those D's or F's, we're continuing to decrease that number. I'm a huge shout out to freshman seminar teachers. They're doing an amazing job of supporting our 9th graders and ensuring that they have that support that they need to be successful for the remainder of their high school career. And another big one is our college and career readiness, right? We were at 45% last year, and that jumped up to 55%. And with everything that we're putting in place moving forward, I can only see that going up. So we've got good stuff on the horizon.
Danielle, can you remind everybody what that percentage was for 9th graders? I think it was 2 or 3 years ago that we started looking.
Yeah, it was 44%.
Oh, you put it in there. I'm sorry.
No,
Thank
that's
you.
okay. Yeah, so lots of good stuff. Thank you.
So I will make them all stand up here awkwardly if any of you have any other questions or comments.
I think you're just
Okay, now I'm standing up here awkwardly as they're staring at the back of my head. So thank you all. They did a fantastic job, and we really appreciated the work we were able to do with you a couple weeks ago and kind of talk about what happened last year. And so we were excited to come here tonight and show you what we're doing this year. So thank you all. Thank you.
Can I add on to something Ms. Buckman said? I had one of the students who came and did the panel yesterday. She was totally, not fanning because she was in it, but she was totally a testament to how great the 9th grade freshman seminar is. And she even mentioned herself how much it prepared her for sophomore year and Cornell notes and all those great things. So, yeah.
All righty, moving on to 3.9 Board of Trustees reports. I was going to start this off. Danielle knows, but the night before they had the big presentation over at the high school, Danielle said, hey, make sure you're there. And I said, I wouldn't miss it for the world. And then the next day I find myself in the hospital and I'm having a stent put in. And if any of you, well, you probably don't, but I just wanted to share a really funny, maybe it was funny to me, but so when you get a stent put in, you're awake. You're laying on a little bed there and the doctors are doing all the thing and they put a little stent in your heart that makes everything open up. And I remember thinking to myself, because the doctors are talking to you and they're asking you questions and all this stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if I could get the high school to change their pre-med core. We have the STEM core, and I was thinking maybe we could change that to the stent core. And just wanted, I don't know if it was the drugs they were giving me or whatever, or if it was a great idea. I just wanted to kind of put it out there that, maybe Jeremy's going, it's definitely the drugs. Okay. Anyhow, so Danielle, that's why I have permission. I missed it, and I have a big old bill as a permission slip. Anyhow, wanted to give an update. The bell, the Windsor Bell that's been at a bunch of different campuses since 1907, I think it was, has been refurbished, rebuilt, painted, and it has now been mounted, and it's sitting at the new preschool, the Margie Mejia preschool. It's sitting right out there in front. It's all been done. A lot of people helped to make that happen. Frank was out there, the owner of the construction company that's building it. He's out there with his drill, and we've got our excavators and stuff. And anyhow, it's there. It should be there for a long, long time. There's been some people in our town, Edna, for sure, who's been constantly making sure that not a month goes by without making sure that if any progress wasn't made, that she was waiting for the progress to be made. So it is done. I'm going to miss getting those messages from Edna, but the bell has been installed. Lastly, 3 of Windsor's, I didn't see it in the paper, but 3 of Windsor's super sophomores, Joey Guinella, Laseo Sanchez, and Cole Schmidt, they won the wrestling championships, the divisionals this last week. It's a new tournament that they've never done. It's a whole new thing in the world of sports, and they're the first 3 champions from Windsor. One of our freshmen, Roman Fry, he took second, and a bunch of other kids placed as well. So anyhow, really good representation from Windsor. We got a banner. So anyhow, it was a good weekend, and then we're leaving. We're going to be down there in Union City tomorrow and Saturday, and trying to see who can qualify to go to the state meet. So anyhow, the things are going really, really well. So anyhow, that's it for me.
Rich, can I just say that I had a conversation with Edna this week. She called me, and she is...
What'd she call me?
Well, she's thrilled. She's thrilled with where it is. She thinks that is absolutely a great place for it to be.
Awesome.
And so she's going to come and have a look at it one day.
Very good.
See where it is.
Yeah, when we have the dedication, everybody will be able to, of the school, everybody will be able to see it and stuff. And so...
Yeah, no, she's really happy.
Make sure she gets an invite.
Well, I did invite her.
Oh,
Perfect.
good. Thank you.
I have an item.
Oh, Stephanie?
I just have one item. I'm the representative to Brooks Elementary School this year, and their librarian, who's a former longtime board member, reached out and wanted me to make an announcement. And that is that on Monday, March 2nd, from 11 to 2:30, it is Read Across America Day at Brooks. Any and all reading volunteers are warmly invited, so you can contact her. I'm going to read her email and give her phone number so that if you want to volunteer at Brooks for Read Across America Day, March 2nd, Monday, 11 to 2:30, you can do that. It's sdobbins, SDOBBINS at WUSD.org, or call the school, 707-837-7717, extension 26006. Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a long time since our last meeting on January 15th. I would be remiss, my colleague to my left was not here. As she indicated, Trustee Ahmad and I were able to go to her show. I was talking, and they don't have announcements yet about where they're going to college, but directing and writing your own play goes a long way if you want to be a professional theater person. So thank you very much for that, Rebecca. The biggest thing I wanted to share is I went to both the showcase, the middle school, the 3rd week of January, and the one at the high school the following week. They were amazing. The teachers and the programs were amazing. The students and how they mobilized to show their best light were amazing. But 2 things really stood out. And I don't know if it's because we had good rain, but the campuses were immaculate. And I know Austin is off on honeymoon, I think. Yeah? But to RC and the gang of maintenance, they look tremendous. And what's always telling as I'm walking around those campuses watching hundreds of parents and students who don't go to our schools, or maybe at the middle school, they go to Brooks or some other elementary program, and repeatedly they say, what a beautiful school. This is an amazing school. They get, one parent said at the middle school, this is like a junior college campus. And I hear that all the time at the high school. So I think sometimes our unsung heroes that are behind in our classified things, but we have students and teachers and staff who pick up papers and don't throw papers on the ground. And it was just a great foot forward to see how outsiders view our facilities and our programs and how the wow factor goes. So thank you to everybody at those. I know that was hundreds and hundreds of people were involved in that. And if we can, I just love, sort of like a spelling bee person or some students who spoke today, I love when our students can be the face and voice of our district, because we'll do great when that happens. And those were 2 occasions where I saw that. So thank you very much to those, the communities, students, staff, faculty, families, everybody at those 2 campuses, because it was a massive undertaking and both of them were stupendous.
Thank you, everybody. Moving to 3.11, approval of minutes for January 15th, 26th, and the February.
Skip one, Rich.
Did I miss something? Shoot, I'm sorry. I wrote something down and jumped it. Thank you, everybody. We're going to go to 310, Staff Association reports. Sorry.
You tried, Rich. Okay. So it's that time of year, not the same time of year as last year, but swim season starts tomorrow. They have their first event. It's pre-league. I wanted to let you know about this. Windsor High School and Cardinal Newman are doing a joint dual pentathlon at the JC tomorrow at SRJC. What that is that all the swimmers are going to swim in all 5 events. That's backstroke, breaststroke, butterfly, freestyle, and a 200 IM. The single strokes are going to be 50 yards. And so for those of you that have an overlapping interest in athletics in general, Windsor High School athletes in particular, that healthy neighborly rivalry with Newman, and or just swimming pools in general, you should come check it out. 2:30 at the Santa Rosa JC Swim Center.
Is this something that's new?
So the Cardinal Newman coach floated the idea of the 2 teams getting together before the league start and running through all of the strokes together in a competition setting, particularly for the 9th grade swimmers and the new swimmers, so they could see what a swim competition was actually like. At Windsor High School, we have a lot of students that join the swim team their freshman year, and they have never done swimming before, so they're actually learning how to swim in the first few weeks of the season. So that's what that's about. But that's not WDEA. I just slipping in that.
No, that's good.
Swim team plug. I have no personal vested interest in any results whatsoever. Okay, so WDEA. These last few weeks we've been focusing on joint communication with Director Sullivan and our members that are being affected by the dramatic PKS. We are advising and supporting our members who will find themselves in new or different assignments. We understand that it's not an actual reduction in force. We're just switching some things around. And then the temporary teachers always receive layoff notices, and any of the teachers that are teaching extra classes, they just always are removed from those assignments to see what the need is for the following year. So we've been supporting them and working together and making sure that the message is consistent and clear, that the teachers have jobs. They don't lose seniority. They don't lose pay. They don't lose their permanent status and become probationary again. It's some have taken it way better than others. Others are still very upset as they try to maneuver this, but change is challenging. And for some of them, their assignments are going to be very different. So we've been working together on that to send out a joint message. It's been a lot of work. That's it for tonight.
Thank you very much. All righty. Now to 311, approval of minutes from the January 15th and the February 3rd meeting. That was the special board meeting with the CASP scores, and then also a regular meeting. I'd like to make a motion that we approve these minutes.
I'll second that motion.
Thanks. Thank you. I just want to say, I know that most everybody missed the meeting on the CASP stuff. It's one of the, I just got to say, it's one of the best meetings that I've been in 7 years. I'm more hopeful that the direction that we're going with our all of our principals came and spoke and talked about what we're doing, not only what we're going to do, but what we're doing, and that how we're going to see some things going forward. I'm very hopeful that we're going to have we're going to continue to improve and whatever. And it's one of the better meetings I've been at in a long time. And so anyhow, I just want to let a lot of people know that if you missed it, it was really, really good. Very, very hopeful. Anyhow, do we have Jen?
You made a vote?
I think you.
I made a motion to
I
approve.
think I seconded.
Right. And so then, but we need to.
Just a regular vote.
Don't we have to have the
It's not a roll call, though.
oh, got it. Okay. Students?
Yes. Yes.
All right. All in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
All righty. Thank you very much. All righty. And then let's move to 312, staff recognition. Pete?
Good evening. So I have the privilege of congratulating a couple of our staff members who are doing an exceptional job. And I really like when we have new admin, because we have Ed over at Maddie Washburn, and that's what we're recognizing this evening, come in and see the same excellence that I see. Both of these people are fantastic. I've worked with both of them extensively as I've been over there, so I'm excited to announce the classified staff member and the certificated staff member, and to let you know that we missed that's me. I missed the Brooks recognition. And so that reboot is going to be on 3/25/26 at 1:30, and we will send out an invite. And I have yet to determine when the first Maddie Washburn staff member meeting is going to be, and I'll get that to you as soon as I can in hopes that you will be there to celebrate Brittany Harrington as the classified staff member. And this, I'm just going to read in Ed's voice. When it comes to being a key player in a school setting, Brittany checks all of the boxes. She comes to work every day with a smile and great attitude. She has a warm, smiling face that greets many of our students at morning drop-off. Kids are excited to see her. She starts her day making our students feel special. Going to editorialize a little bit here. She's awesome. They play music out there. She knows all the kids by name. The parents know her. Like, if I'm out there...
Say what her job is at the school.
She's an IA. So she's there in the morning at drop off doing yard duty. Yes, at the circle. So if I'm out there or if Brian's out there, parents will drive past us because they don't want us to open the door because they want her to open the door. I'm not kidding. It's great. And then the kids get out. It's a whole special greeting thing. It's beautiful. So when out on the playground, she's kind, fair, consistent, gaining the respect of students and staff alike. Brittany has proven to me that she is an advocate for children, even when it's a difficult situation. She's strong, brave, and willing to give us her all. And for that, I'm thankful to have her on our staff. And I agree with all of that. And for our certificated staff member, one of my absolute favorite people in the district, Miss Karen Winter. Although I don't know Karen Winter well, I do. Again, this is Ed. In the short time I've been at Maddie Washburn, she has gone out of her way to welcome me. I've seen her interact with students in a caring and respectful manner. Her students love her and are making academic growth in her class. If you don't know, Miss Winter teaches an SDC class over at Maddie Washburn. I believe she is in room 14 if you want to visit. You're always welcome. She's fantastic. She not only supports her students, but also some of her students that are hers who have moved on. She checks in with them regularly and encourages them to do their best and be their best selves. And she rewards their achievement. It is evident to me that Karen Winter is a strong asset to Maddie Washburn, and she absolutely is. And she makes great jam. So if you get on her good side, raspberry jam is coming to you. There you go. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pete. Have to make sure to get on that good side.
You got it.
All righty. Moving to consent items. Paul, if you would like to take these over.
All right, do we have any consent items that need to be pulled for discussion? Seeing none, okay. Do I need public comment?
No, we do. So you make a motion and then go out and ask
Okay.
everybody.
So then I'll make a motion that we approve consent items 4.1 through 4.9.
Second the motion.
Do we have any public comment on any of these items? Seeing none, will our student board members?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, all in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
All righty. Thank you. So then, moving. All righty. Now we're moving to, let's see, what's this say? Discussion action item 5.1, consideration of approval of the novel Scythe by, anyhow, this is going to be presented by Annette Zacconi, Director of Curriculum, Instruction, and Assessment. And actually, yeah, I was just going to say, so what I was hoping to do is, give me 1 second here real quick. A lot has been done with this issue. Hold on a second, because just so everybody at home knows, our program that we have that does all our agendas and everything, they're working through a lot of different technical stuff. So sometimes we have it printed out, and then we have other stuff on the board. But anyhow, the difference, not the difference, the thing that's changed, and I'm going to change and do stuff a little bit different than we normally do, is that when we had this initially, there was a great amount of discussion about it, and it was all good. And then the question was asked, what's the alternative book that people can consider? We didn't have it at the time, and so it didn't get voted to go forward. It's been brought back to reconsider. The staff has gone through, got that, I want to say, application a little bit more complete. The opt-out book has been identified, at least one. There might be others. But anyhow, so that's taken care of, and I know that was a concern at the time. And so anyhow, before we go too far into the weeds, I just wanted to do kind of like a little straw poll amongst the trustees. The way things are now presented with the alternative book, I'm prepared to go forward and approve 5.1. Is there anybody else that's got any other issues, or, how are we doing on this?
It's a very minor issue in the recommendation that they strike the word approved off of that, and then I'm good to go. It's still on there.
Where at, Paul?
Where it says recommendation, if a family submits a request for their student to opt out of reading this novel and the request is approved, they shouldn't have to have an approval.
Yeah.
So I'm not, that's what I'm saying.
It's not on mine.
Yeah, so
It's on mine.
It is?
yeah, so
Is it on yours?
I've seen it both ways, to where, and this is, I think, is a byproduct of the program.
It's our system.
The system again?
In the public view that I'm looking at,
Yeah.
it says if a family submits a request for their student to opt out of reading this novel, an alternative text will be provided, Brave New World by Aldous Huxley.
Correct.
If that's then I have no problem. Yeah, we had
I think
an
this is
issue
one
with
of the
this.
issues with the system, because I did see that
system.
our agenda was out of sync, which is
really?
not,
Good.
it's a company issue, it's not a district issue. Yeah,
Okay.
or a platform issue,
Then
yeah.
I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah. So with the language, it's all good. So I'm sorry. Everybody good?
We're good.
All right. So with that in mind, that everybody, I have no objections. Is there anybody for public comment? Is there this is going to be passed, and I'm just trying to save a bunch of time. Is there anybody in the audience that has this burning desire to come up and talk about this? Seeing none, I'd like to make a motion that we adopt 5.1 and go forward. Is there a second?
I'd like to second it.
Oh, a second. All right. Preferential students?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
all right. All those in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Aye. All righty. Motion passes.
Thank you, Mr. President.
All righty. Now moving on to 5.2, consideration. And by the way, tonight, folks, there's a lot of resolutions. It's that time of the year where we've got to do all kinds of stuff. And so it's a little bit, it might sound repetitive, but it's what we have to do. Consideration of approval of resolution 2026-12, authorizing the superintendent or designee to execute an agreement with the Office of Administrative Hearing. I'm just going to skip right there and let Pete go for it.
Thank you. So we are seeking approval for this resolution, which authorizes our district to enter an agreement with the Office of Administrative Hearings in preparation for the possibility of a layoff hearing as a result of layoffs. If it doesn't come, we won't use it. The process looks something like we approve this resolution tonight. We do our notices, which will officially go out sometime next week and probably maybe the week after. And then if we have somebody who requests a hearing within 7 days, we will send this resolution to the Office of Administrative Hearings, and then we would be administered an administrative law judge who would then hear the concerns regarding our process. It's all about process. It's not whether or not the staff performed or didn't perform. It's about, did we follow our process to the T for layoffs?
Very good. Any questions? All righty. So I think we need to make a motion to pass it, and then we have to have an individual vote. So I make a motion that we approve this resolution. Can I have a second?
Second.
All righty. And student. Public comment. Before we go, so can I open this up to public comment if there's any public comment on this issue? All right, no public comments. Let's bring it back for the actual individual roll call.
And I'll do the student board members first. Rebecca Herman?
Yes.
Natalie Valdez?
Yes.
Rich Carnation?
Yes.
Paul Cagorno?
Yes.
Stephanie Ahmad?
Yes.
Bill Adams?
Yes.
All right, thank you, Pete. All right, moving on to 5.3. Pete, you might as well just pull up a stool.
Here I am again.
Consideration of approval resolution 2026-14 to release temporary certificated employees.
The Windsor Unified School District Administration is seeking approval of 26-14, which authorizes the release of the temporary employees for 25-26.
All righty, can I have a motion?
Also move.
All righty, a second?
I'll second.
All righty, thank you very much. And then do we need to go, anybody from the public would like to speak on this matter, 5.3? All righty, bringing it back. Student trustees?
It's a roll call.
I'm sorry, roll call,
Yeah.
that's right.
Rebecca Herman?
Yes.
Natalie Valdez?
Yes.
Rich Carnation?
Yes.
Paul Cagorno?
Yes.
Stephanie Ahmad?
Yes.
Bill Adams?
Yes.
All righty, moving to 5.4, consideration of approval and possible action on resolution 2615 on certificated reduction in force. Pete?
Thank you. So before I start this item, I want to point out to the board and those who are listening and watching this evening that as a result of this action, only one certificated staff member has not yet been offered back a commensurate position for 26-27. That person still may be offered if we have the right position, but only one person has not been offered as a result of this action. We do have real reductions. We have about 7 FTE in this section that are not coming back. That would be, a quick summary would be 2 resignations, 2 retirements, and 3 resulting from a program reduction, which we've previously discussed. And they are not coming back, but only one staff member currently does not have a position with us. And I really want everybody to focus on, as we go through these items, if there are questions, that this is about positions and not people. We are losing 7 positions. At this point, we're only losing 1 person, and we hope to retain that person. Moving on from that section, I do want to highlight, I know one of the concerns in this resolution is that it appears that we are removing 19 special education teachers, and I want to be really specific about this as well. 16 of those 19 FTE are a result from a a programmatic restructuring of special education, which is effectively moving our RSP teachers into new designations, either case managers or learning specialists, which is something we decided on last year in these chambers. And it should be noted, as my colleague from WDEA has pointed out, that none of these teachers will have any change in status or salary or benefits. All of the teachers, or 16 of those teachers, were offered a position with the district in conjunction with the layoff notice. So as I slid the notice across, which was not awesome, I was able to include a letter from Mr. Decker that offered them a position as either a case manager or a learning specialist in our district. We do have those, the other 3 FTE in there to make up the 19 are real reductions. So we have 1 resignation, 1 retirement, and 1 program reduction.
Very good. Is there any?
Okay, I have a comment once we have public comment.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, Pete. I'd like to open up 5.4 to public comment. If there's anybody that would like to address this issue. All right, not seeing anybody, I'll bring it back. And Bill?
Yeah, I have a concern that I'd just like to state. I really appreciate President Pfeffer in your comments on behalf of the union saying the teachers have jobs. Reading, when it's my word, a salacious headline that says 37 layoffs happening in Windsor sounds like 1/3 of 100, which is a number that had come up from a sister district to the south. And I thought the article did well to try and explain and parse that. And I don't know how only one person still has not yet get hired back. Maybe that's not a headline that sells papers, but it's a little troublesome because we try so hard to do a good job and be a leader and be the district of choice, which we've proven to be when people need a place to come. And that was a hard thing to read. And I appreciate that, again, knowing how papers are written, where those headlines come from or don't come from. But I want to thank the district office, our union leadership. There's also classified employees that were in some other resolutions that we work very, very diligently here. We do not have our labor negotiations play out in the press because it's so contentious. And I just wanted to make that point because we generally have a good, open, transparent relations, not only with the press, but when a headline like that is seen, the folks who maybe didn't get past the headline, I do not do social media for my mental health, but the chattering class who saw that headline and stopped there said, see, that district isn't telling us the truth, and nothing could be further than the truth. So I just wanted to share that, and again, nothing against the Fourth Estate, but it's a challenge. These are challenging times, and we bend over backwards to get trust and open and have hard decisions, right? And we did make some reprogramming to have, I think, a more effective application of a special education system, of which our district has a disproportionately higher percentage and higher success rate than some other districts do. So I just wanted to say that this is always a hard time of the year, and we do have one person who we are looking to find a landing spot for, and we still have time in the next 4 months to do that. So I just wanted to share that. That's my own personal view. That's not the voice of the board, but these are some of the hardest things, probably least favorite only after student expulsions, is having to look at what we have to do under the education code prior to March 15th. And wanted to thank all parties concerned, from the individual staff members, you, the unions, about how we've gotten a successful resolution for today. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. Thank you, Pete.
If I may, I would be remiss if I didn't add that in item 6 of that same resolution, it appears that we're reducing by 10.33 FTE. And I want to remind people that we do this every year. We have extra sections, which we fly when we have staffing needs. If we have, more kids coming to school than we had planned for, and this happens frequently. And so we reduce every year by those extra FTE. So what appears to be maybe 10 people is 10 mini sections. So I think we did the math. What was it, 56?
56 separate, slightly additional teachers who want to work extra. They work more. They take on an additional thing. And those are not 10 teachers being cut. Those are 10.3 sets of additional things, which will be, I think our plan is to reoffer those opportunities and those services as soon as we get over this statutory requirement to say you don't get to retire at a 1.1.
Correct. Okay. We offer as needed in the following year as well. So thank you.
Thank you, Pete. Thanks. So I'd make a motion that we approve Resolution 2026-15.
I'll second.
Ready?
Rebecca Herman.
Yes.
Natalie Valdez.
Yes.
Rich Carnation.
Yes.
Paul Cagorno.
Yes.
Stephanie Amar.
Yes.
Bill Adams.
Yes.
All righty, thank you. Pete, to our next one, 5.5, consideration of approval resolution 2026-16, notify of possible non-reelect probationary certificated employees.
We do not have any non-reelects to mention in this item.
Right. So just for those who are at home are wondering why that's on the agenda, just because statutorily we have to, even if there's nobody there. It's kind of like the Williams report sometimes. We just get to say Brian's name over and over again, and yet there's nothing to do. So anyhow, so since there's nothing to do, we still have to have a resolution that there's nothing to do, right? Okay. So
Motion.
I'm not going to make a motion to
I'll
do
make a
nothing.
motion.
All right, there you go.
I'll second.
All right, so we have a motion. Anybody in the public would like to talk about the motion to do nothing? All righty, bringing it back to the board.
Do it the other way around. Natalie Valdez.
Yes.
Rebecca Herman.
Yes.
Bill Adams.
Yes.
Rich Carnation.
Aye.
Stephanie Amard.
Yes.
Paul Cagorno.
Yes.
Thank you. All righty, and then 5.6, consideration approval resolution 2026-17 for reduction in forced classified layoffs. This is for Pete again.
It is indeed. Thanks again. So I do want to point out that we have a total reduction of 5.117 FTE in the classified ranks. That is affecting 8 of our staff members. We have met with all of them at this point, and we have we'll have additional meetings with them and members from their union next week. I do want to mention that we have 31 open classified positions, so none of these folks will. If they would like a job in our district, they are welcome to have a job in our district. We have lots of open positions, and many of them retain bumping rights. So there may be additional folks who I will be reporting next month at the next meeting, if they were bumped as a result of this movement.
And just so we're clear, Pete, the classified union employees do not have the same September 15th hard deadline that a certificated teacher does. March 15th. March 15th?
They do.
They do?
They do.
Oh, they do. That's why we're meeting on the 12th. Okay. All right.
Okay. Questions? Taking away out to public on 5.6, is there any public comment on this item? All right, seeing none, we'll bring that back to the
Need a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution 2026-17.
I'll second the motion.
Natalie Valdez.
Yes.
Rebecca Herman.
Yes.
Bill Adams.
Yes.
Rich Carnation.
Yes.
Stephanie Amard.
Yes.
Paul Cagorno.
Yes.
All righty. Moving to 5.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Pete.
Thank you, Pete. Take a drink of water.
Hey, Pete.
Still you.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Good to see you all.
5.7, consideration of approval of tenant agreement between Windsor District Educator Association and Windsor Unified School District, presented by.
How could I forget this?
Pete, I've skipped 2 things twice. So
True.
It's
Thank
tonight.
you. I appreciate the cover. Thank you.
Just the night.
So this is a celebration. This is a fantastic agreement. I'd like to thank our WDEA partners for helping us form this agreement, and it illustrates that we can work together. This is a 3-year agreement, which is fantastic. We also did that with CSEA, which is also a huge achievement, and we're really happy to work with our partners, and we hope the board approves this tentative agreement.
Thank you. Any board members?
Yeah, I just would like to say, I don't think, and I've been on the board, I don't think we have had a 3-year agreement before. And if we have, I don't remember it. And the legacy was maybe not 3 years. You may know differently, Susanna. Again, as a comparison, we have prudent finances and a partnership and communication that allows us to make a commitment for 3 solid years that are funded and stable. And I think it is so helpful for both unions and the district to do that, so we don't have to turn around and start negotiating again in June or July for, a rolling set of 1 year or have one imposed because of difficulties. And so I think that's also something to celebrate. It's an indication, kind of what I was referring to before on the collaboration, the communication. This bears fruit from a business model that, the organization, our children come first and right after them are the staff to be able to do it. And now we have stability for 3 years. And so thanks for all concern for that. That's a big deal.
Yep. Same. The only thing I like to throw in is if California has some good times, we get to come back and spread around some more of that good sugar.
And it's stipulated in year 3.
Yeah, and
if COLA
in the
comes
agreement.
in high, we will go back under wages.
Right, and I like that because it's a fair thing to do.
Absolutely.
So anyhow, I appreciate everybody that worked very hard to make this agreement work for everybody, and so thanks. If there's no other comments, if I can go out to public comment on 5.7, if there's any public comment. Alrighty, not seeing any, we'll bring it back. Can we get a motion to approve this?
I'll move to approve the contract.
Alrighty, in a second.
I'll second.
Stephanie seconds, alrighty. And is this is not a resolution, so we just, alrighty. Student trustees
Yes. Yes.
and trustees?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Aye.
Yeah.
There we go. Alrighty, unanimous.
right word.
There we go. Thank you very much. Thanks, Pete.
Thank you.
All righty. Now we're going to 5.8, public hearing, naming of new preschool facility. A public hearing will be held to receive public input regarding the proposed naming of the district's new preschool facility, the Margie Mejia Preschool Policy 7310, naming of facility is the PDF in there. So who is?
I'll present.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to do a
That's what I
major
was looking, I'm
presentation.
going, who's the presenter here?
So you guys granted me authority to already name the preschool, but to do this properly, we should go through this board policy and make it official within the minutes. So without reading through the entire policy, that's why it's being brought forward.
Okay. So is there any questions from trustees?
Yeah, we have.
Do we have to wait a minute? Or
We have to open a hearing. It's got to be a different amount of time in the minutes, so at least a
right.
minute.
So I'm going to open the hearing, and somebody's going to keep track of that.
Just note the time.
That time is 7:50 p.m. I hate these things because it's just, I do. I know, it's, when you get older, you find out that time's precious, Jeremy. So many good jokes.
Where is Union City?
It's 2 hours south.
It's 7:51 on my computer.
There we go. All right, 1 minute ago. So I'd like to close the public hearing. Is there any public comment on this public hearing? Nope. All righty. So we bring it back, and then this is not a resolution, it's just a vote, right?
The motion.
All righty. I'd like to make the motion that we approve 5.8, the policy, the naming, policy 7310, the name of the facility.
I'll second.
Are we taking action or are we just holding the hearing?
I think we need to take the action to approve.
We're supposed to take the action. There were a number of different ways to do this. This seemed the simplest way based on kind of your direction.
And yeah, I know Stephanie's had the liaison for our indigenous community, and this thanks and acknowledges the support of the Lytton Band, POMOS, to help us get across the finish line to finish all phases of this preschool, which we would not have otherwise been able to do.
Correct.
For the recognizing the long time tribal chairwoman of the of our neighbors down Windsor River Road. So
Been great partners every step of the way.
All righty. So we had first motion carried, Jen. Oh, it's not a resolution, so we just, all those student trustees?
Yes.
All right, all those in favor?
yes.
Yes.
Aye, thank you. All right, 5-8, so do that. Now let's get to it. 5.9, consideration of approval memorandum of understanding between Windsor Unified School District and the California Service Employees Association, CSE 673. This is by Pete.
You thought you were done with me, but you aren't.
We wanted to give your legs a break.
I was doing some, I like the squats. It's good, get my workout in. So this is an effort to support our Spanish-speaking community. Year over year, we have families who come in for those early days of school, right before school starts, and registration and checking in, and we haven't had bilingual support on our campuses for those early sessions. And we were trying to patch things together with people on time cards, and we were using services at one point, and somebody just said, can we extend the calendar for these really hardworking bilingual liaisons in our district that already know all of our families and people are comfortable with? And we said, great idea. So we would like to ask permission to extend their calendar 5 extra days to support those families.
It is a great idea.
I think so. Yeah.
Why we didn't think of it earlier, I have no idea.
Great idea.
All right, any comments? All righty, I'd like to open 5.9 to public comment if there is any. All righty, seeing none, I'll bring it back. And can I get a motion to approve 5.9?
I'll make a motion to approve 5.9.
All
I'll
right.
second.
All right, we have a first and a second. And student trustees?
Yes. Yes.
Board?
Yes.
Yes. Righty, that passes. All righty, thank you, Pete. And but don't go.
Oh, I'm not.
5.10, this is a Pete Sullivan night.
I tell you what.
5.10, consideration of approval to change to non-member salary schedule.
Thank you. I may call Jessica up here if you have any detailed questions, but the gist of it is we would like to change the non-member salary so we can increase the summer worker from, I think the current was $20 an hour to $25 an hour in order to remain competitive. We see a lot of competition in and among the area with high-paying jobs, even in daycare, which is what we're offering. And we want the best people, and we want to be able to pay our people more than or at least the same as they're currently making. And the old member salary number, which was $20 an hour, is less than what they're making doing a very similar job during the school year. So not only do we want to be competitive with our neighbors, McDonald's and Target and other daycares, but we also want to honor the work that they do all year long in the summer. So they would get a little boost over summer, hopefully attract other talent as well that we can then hire to do jobs during the regular school year, but also to ensure that we are honoring the work that our people already do.
And keep in mind, this is a restricted fund. So this is Jessica's budget, which is not part of our unrestricted funding. And she can't afford it. We've gone through and run through the numbers to make sure. And if she couldn't, then she'd have to look at what she, asks families to pay during the summer. So this is, it's a restricted area of money for us.
I don't have any questions. I'm going to, as a person who is actively paying for babysitters and childcare and know what those costs are, this is a good move. And I like to make a motion that we approve 5.10. And anybody give me a second?
I will second.
All righty. Is there any discussion?
No.
I'd like to go out to the public on 5.10 if there's any public comment. Nope, I'll bring it back. Jessica, thank you for being here in case there was. All righty. Student trustees?
Yes.
Board members?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
All righty. Thank you. 5.10 passes.
2 extras.
Oh, yeah, thank you. So we got 5.11 and then 15. Okay. Yep. So 5.11, we've got consideration of proposed CSBA recommended updates first reading. This is presented by Brian Williams.
So, board, I think we have our pattern down. So as when the CSBA releases their updates, I bring them to the board for first reading and for public comment. You're taking no action tonight. As you review them over the next month, if there's any policies that you would like discussed further or a separate presentation, of course, we would prepare that for you. If there's any further discussion about the policies, it can be referred to your board policy subcommittee for further discussion. And if there's no discussion, because much of this is boilerplate written by lawyers and it just goes in as we receive it, then we'll bring it back to you at the following board meeting for a second reading and for a vote.
Correct. Any questions? It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah.
I'd like to go to the public comment and see if there's anybody that would like to speak on 511, 5.11. All right, seeing we'll bring it back. There's really nothing to do, we've just made it. All right, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Brian. All righty, moving on to, in case somebody came in late, we added two items, 512 and 513, bumped 514 down, just a couple. 512 is a memorandum of understanding between Reed-on-Sonoma and Windsor Unified School District. And this was, Jen, you introduced it. Is there somebody that wants to, actually here, the purpose of the agreement is it's just a memorandum of understanding between Reed-on-Sonoma, Windsor Unified School District, regarding the implementation of Reed-on-Sonoma literacy program at the following elementary schools in the Windsor Unified School District: Callie Calmec, Maddie Washburn, and Brooks Elementary School. Reed-on-Sonoma is a literacy program dedicated to improving reading skills in Sonoma County elementary schools. Research shows that a strong reading proficiency by third grade is a crucial predictor of high school graduation and future success. And there's some more in there as well, but
very familiar with this program, President Carnation, bringing it to our attention. So it's just the memorandum of understanding with that organization so we can continue the great work that they've been doing.
Right.
I saw the stipends in there. Have those changed, or I was pleased that those are pretty significant stipends that are offered to the leads at the schools?
So we're offering the stipends. We're going to be negotiating with our CSA partners because some of our classified employees are participating as well, and they're paid in a different structure. So we'll continue to make sure that people are being compensated for the great work that they're doing.
Yeah, great.
It's a little shout out to Guy Fiera, my neighbor, who has been very much, and some other really blessed individuals who are sharing their blessings in a way that really is going to help a lot of our kids, incentivizes them to read and work on those kind of things. Shout out also to Stephanie Clausen. Honestly, she's one of our town's little, or our school district, town and school district, one of our little warriors that, she's like a dog on a bone, boy. She sees something that's good and she will chase it down, and she can give Edna lessons. She was just dogged to make sure that we didn't miss out on this opportunity and really chased it down. And so, we got a town with a lot of great people in it, with big hearts and a lot of strong backs that work really hard to make sure things happen well for kids. And and this is one of those kind of things. And so anyhow, I'd like to make a motion that we approve this memorandum of understanding on Reed-on-Sonoma and our school district. And if I can get a second, that'd be great.
I'll make a second, and I'll just shout, since we're shouting out, I'll shout out Michelle Leeson, who is the executive director of Reed-on-Sonoma and a good friend of mine, and just works tirelessly to run this program and loves every second of it. So we're so lucky to have her doing this work on early literacy.
Excellent. Thank you. Did I go to public comment or not? I'd like to go out to public comment on this memorandum, 512. Is anybody out there already? Seeing that, I'll bring it back and ask for a vote. Student trustees?
Yes.
Yes.
All righty. Board?
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much. All righty. And then, do we need to sign something on this, Jen? Or?
I think
it's probably okay.
Jeremy,
all right.
You do have to sign this before you leave.
Okay, thank you. All right, now jumping to 5.13, member of understanding between Windsor High School and the Northern California Center for Wellbeing. Brian?
This is just a kind of boilerplate MOU as we're doing exchange of information and some of the services that they're providing. This is at no cost to Windsor Unified, and it helps us expand the services we provide for our students.
Very good, thank you.
This is through student wellness and mental health initiatives generally?
Yes, so we have many organizations right now as everyone in the county is trying to figure out how to provide the desperately needed mental health services with the new billing structures and everything. So we're kind of throwing everything at the wall right now and seeing what sticks. And so, because we want to be able to find consistent services for our students.
Yeah, thank you for that initiative.
All righty, thank you. If there's no other questions, anybody in the public like to address 5.13? All right, not seeing anybody, I'll bring it back. Student trustees?
Yes. Yes.
All right, wait a minute. I think I skipped a step. Do we have a motion?
Yes, I'll make a motion.
All righty.
I'll second.
All right, there we go.
We're going to teleport it back to before you spoke. And
Yes. Yes.
All righty, all those in favor?
Yeah.
Aye. All right, thank you. All righty, we got those taken care of. All right, now we're going to go to 5.14, and I'm going to turn this over to Paul to take care of. I'm going to recuse myself still because we're still waiting back from the FPPC, and I
am 5.14 now.
Oh, well, we moved it down. It's the old.
It's the old 512.
Yep, and so I'm going to, just give me a second here to pack it up and get on my way to Union City. Excuse me.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Very safely.
Thanks. Job share. Got it. And I don't need to sign that stuff. Yeah, you know, I'm leaving that. All good. All right, you can talk. Thank you. All right, you can tell them what's going on. Make that cookie.
So guys, this is just, it's going to be a standing item so we can have any conversations as things come up. I don't have any updates. We're still in our 60-day waiting period. The 60 days ends March 29th. So that's really the update. It's just a standing item so I can give you an update as we're working through this each month.
And we don't have to take any action on this item?
You do not.
Okay.
Yeah, I think probably there may be some public comment.
Yes.
Just to be clear for today, when is the end? I know there was a question.
March 29th.
Which?
March 29th is the end of the 60-day waiting period.
Okay.
And that would have been earlier, but it's been a confusing process. And so we had contacted Housing and Community Development 2 weeks before ultimately our time frame started. But I won't go through all of that. March 29th is the official day. We had hoped it would have been March 14th, but.
And as I understand it, because we've declared excess property, that allows a window of public entities, particular entities, to express an interest who we then have to negotiate in good faith with.
90 days,
and
yes.
As we sit here now, a month into that, we haven't heard from anybody.
No.
Okay. And you and Austin did speak a week or so ago at a special meeting of the town, and I think they're considering, but as far as we know, that we haven't heard from them.
We have not heard from the town up to this point.
Okay. And all right. Thank you.
Okay, any more comments from the board? I'll open it up for public comment.
You're the
Right. Good evening, board. My name is Kevin Scanlon, currently a 28-year resident of the town of Windsor, Windsor Creek Residential and Elementary School neighborhood. I've been in the government realm for over 40 years and an educator for 27 years. I was a volunteer for 16 years at Windsor High School as a public address sports announcer. So nearly year and a half in the making, Windsor Creek Elementary gained some light in open session with this body, December 2025. But you put it at the end of the agenda. That wasn't cool at all, which is unfortunate. And then you did it again tonight. Superintendent Decker, thank you for finally communicating with the town of Windsor. Crazy that it took an application of law to promote this action. So thank you. That's it.
Okay, so I guess we'll move on to routine information. Do we have any?
I don't have anything.
I don't.
Just one future, I think it was on one of the slides, but we have the dedication both with the bell and at the preschool.
Yes.
March 9th. I know we looked at it at 4 o'clock over there, and I imagine we'll have representatives, and certainly I would suggest we reach out to the Windsor Historical Society and Museum as well. I know their staff were interested in, and Edna's on the board there, but
Got it.
to get those community partners over for that event, that would be good.
Understood.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Good meeting.
Let's see, move that we adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. Look at the time.
Oh,
That was a big meeting to get done this
Was.
fast. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you, everyone.
thank you.